One of the things that we're doing at Jiffy is we're in that infancy of the project in that right now we're just trying to implement Adesso as part of our daily lives and our daily workflow. And that's more of a tactical sense, but strategically, why we adopted the system and brought it in is we want to have a broader understanding of trade, because quite frankly, we're open to the idea of blowing up what we're currently doing by learning from the Adesso system and from learning from the folks here at various meetings to implement the best possible way to go to market. And we realize that how we're doing it now is not as effective as we want to be, but we are believers that the system will make us much more effective, and particularly as we learn how to use it every day and incorporate that analysis into our thought process and our sales process.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I still think it goes back to having the right information in the system too, and that's been mentioned a couple of different ways by a couple of different folks, but you almost have to build that baseline for a year or something before, and as long as we've been in it, that's really right where we're at right now. We're going to focus on getting the right case projections and all of that, and without that, it's garbage in, garbage out, right?
Right. So we've moved to a case rate or accrual management. We started that process a couple years ago prior to even having the tool. But I think as far as truly having a more specific published brand strategy and trade planning document, which needs to be the next step, and a better annual planning process, we aren't there yet. And I felt like we needed that visibility in a tool first so that we could really see, okay, what is the right price points, what's the right timing, what's the right frequency. That will garner this year, and then that will be part of our process going forward.
Just complete line of sight to things we never looked at before. So we did in the beginning of the year, we'd fill out one form and say, I want to spend 20 grand across a customer. And there was no depth beyond it. And then somewhere it came into accounting and it was cleared. So if it came to 25,000, we're over budget. And we had no line of sight beyond that. So just simply line of sight and even a calendar view of it all in the spending world was just simply the base joy of the whole program.
So I'll chime in as well. I think we're still early in that process of truly getting everything synced up. But I think that there's a couple things. So our back office group was manual entering OIs against every Excel spreadsheet that was separate. And so the fact that that's automated. Now, are there still discrepancies coming in? Absolutely. But we take the onus off of them. It's not your issue. That's the sales team issue. And we're trying to push that accountability back to them, saying, you need to have this contract and you need to have that deal and you need to change the dates because it's going to be more deduction management on your end. So that kind of accountability shift. And then ultimately, while we're still working through it again, like you said, garbage in, garbage out, but as we're getting into more new items, but also just even our base items, using it as a forecasting tool for our operations team will be very helpful because there's been nothing anywhere. They've only been able to forecast off of history, but if you've got promotional date changes or new accounts coming on board or new item distribution, that's not captured in history. So from a forecasting tool, it is helpful.